So on Monday we started talking about subjects and predicates. Well, today we're going to add to that discussion by talking about compound subjects and predicates. So before we begin, who can tell me what a subject is? A regular old subject. What is a subject? Remember, you have it in front of you. You just need to get back to that spot. Victoria, what is a subject? It's the who or the what that the sentence is about, because we wouldn't say a marker is a who. So if we're trying to talk about this marker, we wouldn't say that's the who, but it's the what the sentence is about. So the subject is the who or the what the sentence is about. What's the predicate? Carla?
What is who or what doing?
Okay, so the subject is who or what the sentence is about. The predicate is what the subject is or what the subject does. So, for example, you don't have to write this. Come on, put the notebook on your desk. Jackie Robinson played baseball. The who or the what is Jackie Robinson. So Jackie Robinson is the subject. Jackie Robinson is who the sentence is about. Played baseball is what the subject did. So played baseball is the predicate. Another example, the marker is black.
Miss Phyllis,
Yes, sorry.
you want us to write these examples down?
Nope, I already said you don't have to write these. You're just watching and following along. The marker is not who the sentence is about, it's what the sentence is about, but the subject is the who or the what. So the sentence is all about the marker. Is black is what the subject is, because remember, the predicate is not always an action like played baseball. Sometimes it's what the subject is. So in this case, the subject, the marker, is black. So is black is the predicate, because the subject is the who or the what, either Jackie Robinson or the marker. The predicate is what happened, play baseball, or what the subject is black. Okay, so now that we've done a quick review on subject and predicate, let's talk about compound subjects and predicates. Compound just means multiple things put together. So your first notes is, what is a well, so first you're going to say, and we're going to add this, sometimes sentences have more than one subject, so more than one who or what the sentence is about, or more than one predicate. So it could be more than one thing that the subject did. Sometimes the sentence is about more than one person or thing. Sometimes the person or thing in that sentence did more than one thing. So a compound subject is two or more subjects with the same predicate. So that means both of those who or whats in the sentence did the same thing. They didn't each do something different. They both did the same thing. The subjects are usually joined by the words and or. So the two or more subjects, the two or more who or whats in the sentence are usually joined by the word and or the word or.
Miss Wallace,
Yes, Carla?
do you want what this is simple now?
Yep. Remember, if I don't say anything, that means you have to write it. You are writing unless I say the words, don't write this. So if I don't say anything, then you write it.
Yes, ma'am.
Because if I don't say, write this, then you should assume that means write it. So for example, Carrie and Meg went fishing. Carrie and Meg are two people that both did the same thing. The sentence is about both Carrie and Meg. So that is our compound subject. Because Carrie and Meg are who the sentence is about, and they both did the same thing. They both went fishing. If Carrie went fishing and Meg went to the mall, that would not be a compound subject because they're each doing a different thing. But since Carrie and Meg went fishing, Carrie and Meg is the compound subject. Thank you, sir. Yes, Michaela. Oh, you're showing me. Okay. Okay. If there are two subjects, do not use a comma to separate them. So if there are two subjects, do not use a comma to separate them. Like this example, Carrie and Meg. How many subjects are there in this sentence? You can show me, but show me in front of your face so that classmates can't be sneaky. But I still have to see. Yes, there are two subjects. Carrie is one, Meg is another. So we do not use a comma to separate them. However, if there are three or more subjects, use a comma to separate. I think I'm spelling the word separate wrong. Separate is one of those words that I just... Nope, I did spell it right. Yay. I'm a good speller, but there are some words that I just always misspell. I don't know why. So if there are 3 or more subjects, use a comma to separate them. Each one. For example, Josh, Carrie, and Meg went fishing. Who are the subjects? Who or what are the subjects in this sentence? Zadie?
Josh, Carrie, and Meg.
Josh, Carrie, and Meg. They all did the same thing. What did they do, Zadie?
Went fishing.
They went fishing. So notice we have this comma between each one. We don't put a comma after Meg, which we'll learn about in a later lesson. We just put a comma between each person, not after the last one. How many subjects are there, Zadie?
3.
3. So we have Josh, comma, Carrie, comma, and Meg. If we added a 4th person, we would put another comma. We just don't put a comma after the word and or the word or, and we don't put a comma after the last subject. So is everybody feeling good about compound subjects? It's just a subject, but there's more than one. But they have to be doing the same predicate. Like I said earlier, if I said Carrie, in one sentence, which I can do, if I said Carrie went fishing and Meg went to the mall, would that be a compound subject? Michaela?
No.
Why?
Because they're not doing the same thing.
Very good. No, it would not, because they're not doing the same thing. Very good. Okay, can I erase this so that I have room for compound predicates? Okay, I'll start at the top. I'm going to leave this sentence. I'm going to erase. I'll leave everything below my arm. Okay, Kingston? But you try to catch up. I'm going to leave this sentence because this sentence at the top has to do with everything we're talking about today. So next, we talked about compound subjects. That's more than one person or thing doing the same action. Well, now we have compound. What do you think? Class, what do you think is coming next? Compound predicates. Which you probably already have an idea of what a compound predicate is. Because a compound subject is 2 or more subjects doing the same thing. Well, a compound predicate is a subject, doing, no wait, how did I write it before? Sorry. A subject with 2 or more predicates. So that means one subject, or it could be a compound subject, doing 2 or more things. For example, wait a second, hold on. I forgot. They are usually joined by the words and but, or. And, but, or. I know we have 2 ors in a row, but there's a reason for that. So compound predicates are one subject with 2 or more predicates, so one person or thing doing 2 or more things. The predicates are usually joined by the words and, but, or. So for example, we're going to use the same sentence as before. Carrie and, oops, wait, hold on. Let me fix that. Carrie went fishing and swimming. Oops, I spelled swimming wrong.
And I was like,
Yes, Zadie.
we do write the example.
Yes. You always write the examples unless I say the words, don't write this. If I don't say the words, don't write this, then you do write. Carrie went fishing and swimming. We know Carrie is the who or the what. Well, what did she do? She went fishing and swimming. How many things did she do? You can show me. Remember, show me in front of your face. She did 2 things. She fished and she swam. But we have the same subject. If I said Carrie went fishing and Meg went swimming, would that be a compound predicate? Zadie? I keep thinking Zadie because you're in my line of sight right now. Sorry.
No.
No, because it's 2 different actions. Good. So Carrie went fishing and swimming. Now, I'm about to erase these. Kingston, are you good? Both of these? Okay.
He only said 2.
What?
He said.
Are you here? Okay, well, we'll just save some room and you'll have to copy from somebody later. Kingston, you gotta move a little faster, okay? Okay. I'm about to write the same exact thing I wrote earlier, just with different words. If there are 2 predicates do not separate with a comma. Just like before, if there are 2 predicates, you do not use a comma. Carrie did 2 things in our first example sentence, so I did not use a comma. But if there are 3 or more predicates, use a comma to separate. Just like the subjects. If there are 2 subjects or predicates, you do not use a comma. If there are 3 or more, you use a comma to separate. For example, Carrie went fishing, comma, swimming, comma, and canoeing. Went fishing, swimming, and canoeing is the predicate. How many predicates do we have in this sentence? How many things did Carrie do in this sentence? You can show me. She did 3 things, so we have a comma between each one. Remember, we don't put a comma after the word and, or but, and we don't put a comma after the last predicate, just between predicates. Yes, Cullen.
I can do all the time at my grandfather's lake.
She must have gone to the lake or to camp or something. So does everybody feel good about compound predicates? It's just the action of the sentence, but the subject is doing more than one action or is more than one thing. Well, we have one more little bit of notes before we get to the guided practice. So I'm going to erase these 2 parts. I will leave these for now, but I need to erase these 2 parts. Is that okay? Can I erase these top lines? Okay, Kingston, you're just going to have to copy someone's later, okay? Because we're already almost out of time. Leave space. Sometimes sentences have a compound subject and a compound predicate. That can happen because, for example, I can have this sentence. Josh, Carrie, and Meg went fishing, swimming. Oh, why do I keep spelling swimming with one M?
It's 2 M's.
Which we will learn about why when we get to verbs. Josh, Carrie, and Meg went fishing, swimming, and canoeing. What is the compound subject in this sentence? Who or what is this sentence mainly about? Carla?
This is about Josh, Carrie, Meg.
Josh, Carrie, and Meg. How many subjects do we have, Carla?
We have 3 subjects.
Are they all doing the same thing?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, they are. So we have our compound subject, Josh, Carrie, and Meg. Now, what's the predicate? What's happening in this sentence? What's the action? Zari?
Went fishing, swimming, and canoeing.
Good. How many predicates are there, Zari?
3.
3. Is the same subject doing all 3 of those things? Zari, is the same subject doing all 3 of those things?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, it is. So there's our compound predicate. So sometimes sentences may have both compound subject and compound predicate. Okay, so go ahead and put that to the side. Leave it out because you're going to need it when you're doing your independent practice. Girls at home, go ahead and get out the guided practice page. People at school, I will pass it out in just a second.
Miss Polly, what does it look like?
Okay, so we're looking at the guided practice, and we're only going to do B because A has more to do with what we did on Monday. B is what we're learning today. So the directions say, write the subject and predicate in each sentence below. So some of these sentences are going to have one subject and compound predicates. Some of them are going to have compound subject and then one predicate. Number 6. It says, John packed some snacks and drank lots of water. How many subjects do we have? Smith. How many people or things is this sentence about?
1.
1. And who or what is that one subject?
John.
John. So our simple subject is John. Simple subject means one subject. Compound subject means more than one subject. Simple predicate means one predicate. Compound predicate means more than one predicate. So Smith, we only had one subject and it was John. What about predicates? How many predicates do we have, Smith?
2.
2. What's our predicate? What is our compound predicate here?
Snacks and drink.
Is snack something that you can do?
No.
No. So drank is one of them, but tell me the whole predicate. Hold on one second. Yes, Carla, quickly.
I found it.
Okay, well that's okay. You can just work on it. So just, if you find something after, just go ahead and work on it, okay? You don't have to tell us, just start working. Just catch up. So, okay, Smith. We have 2 predicates. Tell me the whole thing. You don't just have to tell me the one word. You can tell me the whole predicate. What's the first predicate? What did he do first?
Packed some snacks.
And what else did he do?
And it drank lots of water.
Very good. So the compound predicate is he packed some snacks. Packed is the action. And he drank lots of water. Drank is the action. So he packed and he drank. Those are 2 things. So 2 predicates. Thank you, Smith. So Smith, do you understand why it's packed and not snacks?
Yes.
Yes, because we're looking for the action. Okie doke. Number 7. Everybody's going back in. Number 7 says, roadrunners and scorpions live in the desert. Roadrunners and scorpions live in the desert. Carla, how many subjects are in that sentence? How many people or things is that sentence about?
There are 2 things.
2 subjects. What are the 2 subjects?
Roadrunner and scorpion.
Good. Roadrunners and scorpions. So that means we have a compound subject. The compound subject is what, Carla? The compound subject is what?
Roadrunners and scorpions.
Good. Roadrunners and scorpions. Now, Carla, those 2 subjects are doing how many things?
1.
So how many predicates are there?
1.
1. And what is the predicate? Tell me the whole complete predicate.
Live in the desert.
Live in the desert. What is the one word that tells us the action in the predicate live in the desert? What is the one word that tells us the action?
Live.
Live. Very good. Very good. Number 8. The spider spun a web and caught the insect. Kingston, how many subjects are in this sentence? How many people or things is this sentence about? Read the sentence.
The spider spun a web and caught the insect.
How many subjects does this sentence have? How many people or things is this sentence mainly about? So how many is that? One. And what is that one subject? The spider. Now some of you may have gotten a little confused because you're like, wait, but there's an insect in this sentence. But is the insect doing anything in this sentence? Nope. So is insect a subject here? Class?
No.
No, because it's not doing anything. Just because we have another thing mentioned, make sure to see if it's doing something. It's not doing anything. So Kingston, what is the simple subject? What's the one word that tells us who or what this sentence is about? Spider. It is about a spider. But remember, when we're doing simple, we're only listing the one word. The is not the one word. It just clarifies which spider. Well, the spider. Now, Kingston, how many things did the spider do in this sentence?
Spun a web.
How many things? 2. What 2 things did this spider do?
It caught an insect.
Tell me in order.
It spun a web and caught an insect.
Spun a web and caught the insect. So it did 2 things. The one spider spun a web and caught the insect. So Kingston, what are the 2 words that tell what the spider did? There are 2 actions. What is the one word that tells each of that action? What is the one word that tells the first action?
Spun.
Spun. And the one word that tells the other action?
Caught.
Good. Spun and caught. The spiders is the subject. The spider is the subject. That is who the sentence is about. The 2 things that the spider did, the compound subject, he spun and he caught. Very good. Everybody feel good about this? Number 9. Rabbits and coyotes run very fast. Michaela, how many people or things is this sentence about? 2. Who or what?
Rabbit and coyote.
Very good. Rabbits and coyotes. So we have a compound subject. What is our compound subject? What is our compound subject? We have 2 subjects, rabbits and coyotes, so that means our compound subject is run a subject? Michaela, you just told me we have 2 subjects, rabbits and coyotes. Compound means more than one, so what's our compound subject? Michaela, look up here at number 2. Carla told us that roadrunners and scorpions were our 2, are you looking up here? Are you looking up here? Carla told us that roadrunners and scorpions were our 2 subjects. So our compound subject, remember compound means more than one, was roadrunners and scorpions. So here you told me I had 2 subjects, rabbits and coyotes. Compound subject, compound means more than one. So my compound subject is Michaela, look at number 2. I'm sorry, number 7. Roadrunners and scorpions were the 2 subjects Carla told me. So our compound subject was roadrunners and scorpions, our 2 subjects. So if rabbits and coyotes are our 2 subjects here, our compound subject is these words cannot be part of our subject because these words cannot be our compound subject because they're not part of the subject. The compound subject has to have the words from the subject. So compound subject, remember, Michaela, look at me and listen. Compound subject means more than one subject. The subject is who or what the sentence is about. So that means here we're writing the two things that the sentence is about. What two things is this sentence about, Michaela? So our compound subject is rabbits and coyotes. Now, Michaela, how many actions are happening in this sentence? There's 3 words, but are they all actions? Is the word very an action? Is it? Is the word fast an action? Can you fast? No. So how many actions are in this sentence? 1. What is happening in this sentence? Tell me the whole thing that happens. How do they run? Tell me the whole predicate. You can't skip words. Run. Run very fast. Every part of a sentence is either part of the subject, the who or the what the sentence is about, or the predicate, the what's happening. So rabbits and coyotes are who or what the sentence is about, so they're the compound subject. Run very fast is what's happening, so it's part of the predicate. But now, Michaela, what is the one word in this predicate, the underlined portion, that tells us exactly what's happening? Run. Because vary is not an action. You can't vary. And fast is not an action. You can't fast. But you can run, so that's the one action. Okay, last one, number 10. The darkness and cool air refresh me at night. Ooh, this is a little bit tricky, but not really. Cullen, how many things or people is this sentence about?
2.
2. What 2 things is about? What is the compound subject in this sentence?
Darkness.
Well, tell me the whole subject. Sorry, I should have said that.
The darkness and cold air.
But not cold, it's
Cool air.
good. The darkness and cool air. That is the 2 things this sentence is about. Now, tell me just the 2 words, the 2 single individual words that tell me the subjects. The darkness and the...
The darkness.
So darkness is the first subject. And the second subject is
Cool air.
Is cool. The one word.
I said cool air.
I know, but do we
And.
include cool? Cool is a describing word.
No.
So what word?
Air.
Air. Good. So it's this sentence is talking about darkness and air. So our subject is the darkness and cool air. The compound subject, what we're talking about darkness, and we're talking about air. Now, how many things did the darkness and air do? How many actions are in that sentence?
2.
Are there 2?
1.
1. What is the predicate? The whole predicate.
Refresh.
The whole predicate.
Refresh me at night.
Refresh me at night. Now, what is the one word that tells the action?
Refresh.
Refresh. Refresh is an action. Is me an action?
No.
Can you me? Can you at? Can you night?
No.
No. So you're looking, but you can refresh. Like say you're on a computer and the website won't load and you refresh it, you press that button. Or a thing can refresh you. You're really, really hot and you drink some water and it refreshes you. Okay. What we're going to do now is So let's talk about the front. Don't start yet. All you should be doing is name, number, and date, and then looking up here. You guys, you've got to follow directions. Otherwise, you're not going to hear important instructions, and you're going to miss out on them, and you're going to lose points. So you need to make sure that you do not work ahead and you pay attention. So you should be looking at this sheet right here. You should be looking at this side. The directions say, read each sentence carefully. Write compound subject or compound predicate. So number 1 is done for you. Remember, you're going to read what's in that box. Do not ignore what's in that box. That will help you. But let's look at number 1. It is already done for you. The sentence is, the swing swayed and creaked. Well, there's only one subject because we're only talking about the swing. We're only talking about one thing. But we see the swing is doing two things. It's swaying and it's creaking. So that means this sentence has a compound predicate. So they wrote the words compound predicate on the line. We'll look at number 2 together. Number 2 says Katie and Sarah went to the mall. Does this sentence have a compound subject, meaning 2 or more nouns or people or things connected by and that are doing the action? Or does it have a compound predicate, which means 2 or more verbs connected by and or 2 or more actions? Which one? Does number 2 have a compound subject or a compound predicate? Is there more than one noun that the sentence is about? Or is there more than one verb that the subject is doing? Carla?
There are more subjects than predicates.
So does this sentence have a compound subject or a compound predicate, Carla?
Compound predicate. Subject.
Subject. Good. Now look at the back. The back looks like this, or the second page.
52.
It looks like this. So everybody look at the back. Yep, that's it, Zari. If you are not following directions, you will be lost. Okay. Look at part A. Put your finger on part A. I'm not saying it again. You're just not going to know what we're talking about. Part A, the directions say, underline the nouns. Those are the things, the people, places, or things that form each compound subject. So that means numbers 1 through 5 all have, bless you, compound subjects. So you are going to underline the nouns that form the compound subject. So underline each of the people or things that the sentence is about. Underline each of the people or things that the sentence is about. Then you're going to circle the word that connects the nouns. Remember, we learned that and, or connect subjects. So you are going to underline the nouns, which are the people, places, or things that the sentence is about, and you're going to circle the word that connects those nouns. So that means it's between the nouns. So make sure you should have underline, circle, underline every time. Unless there's more than one subject, in which case you might have underline, underline, circle, underline, or maybe even underline, 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 circle, underline. So you're underlining each of the people or things that the sentence is about and circling the word that connects them. You're looking for an and or an or between those nouns that make up the subject. Now put your finger on B. Put your finger on B. The directions say underline the verbs. Verbs is another word for action that form each compound predicate. So you're going to underline each action that is in that compound predicate. Then you will circle the word that connects the verbs. Remember we learned and, or but can connect those action words, the verbs, in a compound predicate. So again, you should have underlined verb, underlined action, circled connecting word, underlined action. Now, finger or pencil and see. It says complete sentence 1 with 2 nouns, 2 subjects joined by and. So in number 1, you're thinking of 2 subjects. Don't forget the connecting word. Then it says complete sentence 2 with 2 verbs. Those are 2 actions joined by and. So in number 2, you're not coming up with the subject, you're coming up with a compound predicate. Zara, you should not have a pencil in your hand right now, because we are not starting. Nope, no excuses. You shouldn't just put the pencil down. You should not, you are coming up with a compound predicate in number 2. 2 actions separated by the word and. If you have questions, please come and ask me. Okay, go ahead. You're going to have 15 minutes and then we'll do science. Once you're finished in the classroom, make sure you check. Do not try to be the first one done, because I can guarantee you will probably make silly mistakes if you try to be done before anybody else. Make sure you do it correctly the first time. If you have any questions, come and ask me. You're doing the front and the back. Girls at home, if you finish, make sure you check. Checking is more than just making sure that each blank is filled. Checking is making sure it's filled with the right answer. And then just put it to the side where you put things to be scanned and emailed back to me, and then read your book that you have. If you don't have a book, well, you need to get one. Okay, if you have a question, please come ask me. Don't just sit there and guess or sit there and stress because you're not sure what to do. Come and ask me. If I am with somebody, just skip it and come back to it. Use your notes to help you. Remember, a verb. I'll write this on the board. Everybody look. A verb means an action. A noun means a person, place, thing, or idea. Predicates are made of verbs. Subjects are made of nouns. Use your notes to help you. If you have questions, make sure you ask me. Don't just guess or sit there and stare. Yes, Carla.
I have a question.
Okay, what's your question?
I don't understand number 7.
Number 7 on the front or on the back?
Right.
Keep working because I can. Okay, what don't you understand about it?
I'm trying to figure out what it is, and I read it, and I don't. It says my favorite characters are Joe, Bob, and Sandy.
Okay, so is it about more than one person, that sentence? Or is one person or thing doing more than one things in that sentence?
That's the part that I don't understand.
Well, you have to figure out, is there more than one person or thing in the sentence, or is there more than one action?
Stuff happening.
Is there? What's happening in that sentence?
There's nothing happening.
There is. Remember, a predicate is not always what's happening. It can be what is. So the word are is a predicate. Or were. Is there any other predicate, like an action, or the word is, are, am, or is there only one word that says something is happening or is, like were?
I see words, and then Joe, Bob.
So are there any other words that say that something is, like were, or is there just one?
Just words.
So is it a compound predicate if there's only one predicate?